But obviously a lot of New Zealanders don't like cats either, or they don't like the fact that cats breed, so they sort of throw them away and they become feral cats, okay? And they are killing, massacring, genocidal maniacs of most of New Zealand's native birds and but also native species as well. And there are those who want to do something about it. Can I introduce you to Matt Bailey? And Matt Bailey, g'day mate, nice to have you on, is the organiser, curator, if you like, of the North Canterbury Hunting Competition, which is going to be raising money for a rural school called Rotherham. Where's that? Where's Rotherham?
So we're just basically at the start of what we call the Kaikoura Inland Road, if you're coming from sort of Hamner Springs side. So we're sort of in between Colverton and Waiau. Sort of an hour 10 north of Christchurch.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've had this idea of, first of all, the competition, does it start?
So it started at midnight tonight and it runs through till Sunday. So the weigh-in starts on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Right.
So all the hunters will be out there today and tomorrow doing their part, really. Yeah.
And when you say the hunters, where are they hunting?
Well, you can enter this competition from anywhere within the country, really.
So I can clean up my neighbourhood population and bring them down to you and enter the competition?
Yep. So there's actually a Hilux is our main spot prize this year, and you don't have to be there to win that. Actually, you can enter from anywhere in the country and win that. So yeah,
holy moly! I can wipe out every cat in my neighbourhood, and I could win a Hilux.
Well, that's the major spot prize. The cat prize is a $500 cash draw. So every cat gets you in the entry for that draw. As well as every cat that gets entered, we're donating $5 to the New Zealand Conservation Trust for their education programs within schools. But yeah, the competition's open to anyone in the country, really. It's just you've got to get your animals here is the issue if you're coming from the north. So most of the hunters will be just all South Island based, yeah.
You're starting to reach my happy spot. Let me get this right. So if I was living in, I don't know, Nelson, I guess as far south as Timaru would make it practical, and I can go out there, blast as many cats as I can over the next wee while, freeze them, I assume, or not freeze them, bring them in their entirety for the weigh-in on Sunday afternoon or something, is it?
Yep, on Sunday, yeah. Yep. So we put out a few rules because originally when we put it out, we didn't realise how sort of big it was going to go, with the backlash and that. And so we reduced it back to hunting, only these 3 days. So the cat lovers can, if they're worried, they can keep their cat inside. But and in the rules, we've said, 10 kilometres away from any townships or lifestyle areas, box traps, identifying that it's definitely a feral cat, and a minimum of a 22 rifle to put it out of its misery. And if, follow your firearm safety and all that sort of stuff, really. Just common sense. Yeah.
Now, animal rights group SAFE, Hans Creek, mad as a hatter, actually. Hans, don't worry about what he says. He's just completely potty. He's come out against the competition, and the Christchurch Animal Save is planning a protest for the competition's weigh-in. That'll be fun.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that's their perspective on life. If they want to take the side of the feral cat, that's cool. We take the side of our national, native species, really. We're sort of trying to stick up from them. It'd be nice if they could sort of focus their energy on more getting some legislation in place and getting, cat owners to, cats registered, D6, microchipped, in that direction rather than coming out here and poking their nose into our business. We don't go to town and protest at their cat events to say you're killing all our native birds and all the rest of it. We just do our part up here in the country and keep to ourselves. But yeah, hey, if they want to come up and protest, that's fine. That's their cup of tea.
The really interesting thing, though, is that primary schools are generally the citadels of wokeness. Obviously, yours isn't.
Yeah, no, like all our kids are out hunting, at the moment. It's just part of farm life, they're helping me kill pigs and kill sheep for the freezer, and it's just what we do around here. I'd catch 40 cats a year on this farm I'm in, 40? And they love coming out. Yeah, easy. Yep. It'd bloody near be one a week, It's pretty bad. And then they're flowing over into our native bush, it's just, something needs to change, I think I think the country sort of prioritises the feelings of irresponsible cat owners too much. And something needs to change.
Now, that's the question I was going to ask. You're in Rotherham. You really are rural. I mean, you're out there. I think the total roll of your school would be about 40. And it's years 1 to 6. So you're out there. It's not a big school. It's not a big area. How do feral cats to where you're killing 40?
I guess you've only got to look at your your Facebook notice boards, whether it's our local one, the Hamner Springs, the Kaikoura, the Rangiora. There's a post up every second day. Whose are these kittens? Whose is this cat? My cat's missing. It's just, if you search up missing cat, there's pages of it, and we know of people who've seen vehicles pull over on the side of the road or up their driveway, and they've gone, what's going on out there? They've raced out there after, and here's a bag of, a box of kittens. It's just like, well, cheers for that. Now someone's got to sort that out, And they're hard to catch, You don't see them during the day. They're very flighty. They're very stealth hunters. So you've got to be pretty cunning, and the box trapping is probably the best way to get them. But it's all flowed out of the town, really. Yeah.
Right. So are they do they congregate in colonies, or are they primarily solitary animals?
It's hard to say. I can set a cat trap by an offal hole, and I'll catch 6 cats in 6 days. I guess they're pretty free roaming. I wouldn't say they stick to certain areas. You get a lot around. There's quite a few dairy farmers around here, and it's quite a common sight to see cats at the milking shed, because they get the bits of milk that drips out, when the tank is gone, all that sort of stuff. They just turn up everywhere. They're killing, my chickens and all that sort of stuff. They just sort of, they pop up everywhere, to be fair. Yeah.
Matt, I can imagine that your largest competition, apart from, the sort of madness of Hans Creek and his ilk, will still be from Liberal townies owning cats. Have you heard expressions of disgust or disinterest from them?
Yeah, we see a lot of it, it's pretty easy to hop on one of their sites or look at some of the comments they leave us, but we're in two different worlds here, we're well out in the country. There's going to be no crossover. I don't see why they're so up in arms at it. I think there's been a big shift from just the first time around when we had it in the kids section. Everyone thought, this is bad kids, but now it's more just the animal-loving people who think everyone has, every animal should be, cuddled and looked after and all that sort of stuff. It's more sort of those people who disagree with hunting competitions or blood sport or stuff like that. I feel it's come from sort of that sector now. But SAFE's agenda, they say you should be capturing, desexing and releasing, but then they turn around and say to us, these animals, if you capture them, it's going to be so distressing for them. It's like, well, hang on a minute. You're saying don't capture these animals, they'll be scared and this and that, but you're saying you need to capture them and desex them. So how are you going to do that? And then you're going to take his nuts out. He's going to be in a cage for days while that all happens. Why not just do the right thing and just delete it, within a split second? Yeah.
The other thing about cats, I've always, because obviously I live in a semi-rural area and drive through rural areas myself. You've got a Canterbury Regional Council. Do they, and they have legally, they are required to have a pest management strategy and identify pests. Have they identified feral cats as a pest in that strategy, do you know?
I don't think so. I haven't really looked into it. These animals aren't even on Predator 3 2050, to be fair, which is just ludicrous. These are the apex predators. Nothing else is going to hunt them. But I think it goes back to that, they're worried about the irresponsible cat owners' feelings too much. It's if the legislation was in place and they're desex, microchipped and registered and the breeders had to be registered, it would just stop the overflow of these cats back out into the country.
The kind of cats that you're killing at the moment or finding that are feral, what are they preying on? What is their what is their food source?
It's hard to say. Around farm there's the the odd dead animal, and it must be mainly mice, birds, everything else that they're into. They eat me dog tucker, so I'll have a lump of dog tucker out. My dogs bark at night, and sure enough, there's a couple of cats sitting on me, all on me rubbish, all my chickens.
Yeah.
They are just scavenging, whatever they can get, really.
Right.
Yeah.
But they would obviously wipe out anything that was. You wouldn't have any kiwi around your area then.
Oh no, that's what I'm a hunter, and I can't remember the last time I've been in the bush and heard a tui call or had a wood pigeon, barrel on past. It's we're missing that from our bush. We've got no sort of bird song in these parts, and it's got to be coming from the damage that these cats are doing.
Okay, so when this is the first year you've run it or not?
It's our second year for the competition, but this is the first time we've put feral cats in.
Right. Oh, okay. So you've got a general hunting competition and feral cats are in. How many cats do you expect to finally total up on the day?
Very hard question. We got record entries this year, so we got over 1,500 entries, which would make us probably the biggest hunting competition in the world. I would have thought. I think only others in New Zealand are sort of around the 300 or 400 mark. So it's been a great fundraiser for the community. But it could be in the hundreds. It's pretty hard to say, really. Most hunters are out chasing big stag or a big boar, and they would have taken a few trips with them just to do their part, really. And people are pretty excited about it. We got a lot of backlash, but we've been overwhelmed with support, and our sponsors think it's great. And I guess people feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Who are your sponsors? Because I'd be interested in those who are prepared to say stuff you to the urban liberals.
Yeah, on our Facebook page, we've got all our sponsors up there. Our main ones are Rivers to Rangers and Rangiora, which is James Morris, hell of a good guy. He's probably donated over $15,000 worth of prizes.
Oh wow!
And the hunters are coming in there and loving supporting the comp and getting behind the whole cat section as well. Plains Irrigation from Ashburton, they're another major sponsor. But then we've got we would have 30 or 40 what we call gold sponsors, and they've all donated over $500 worth of sponsorship. And it's a range of helicopter outfits. Local businesses, New Zealand businesses. We've had a lot of people ring in the last week wanting to join because of what we're doing, and being part of it, and said, "Can you put us down for next year? We want to be part of it." Yeah.
And how much money do you expect to raise, or have you got a target?
Well, last year we made about $40,000, and we're hoping this year that we'll make close to 60 or 70,000
for a school of 39 pupils. That's amazing. What the difference that would make.
So we split that down the middle, and we donate to the school and the community pool, which is the memorial pool. We're pretty proud of that. It's got the guys' names on there that we lost, in the Great World War. So that takes a bit of upkeep too for the community, which is a great spot in the summer. So half of that will go. We'll split it down the middle. We'll keep a wee bit in the kitty to go forward with good prizes for next year. And then we'll split it down the middle. At Rotherham School, my kids go there. We've actually got to fundraise $50,000 a year on our own to pay for the third teacher. So we don't get any extra funding there. So we've got the pig hunt. A farmer donates 5 hectares of sweet corn. He plants it all himself, and we go down there every night and we pick corn and we sell it all around North Canterbury. We've got a row game, one of those multi-sport events coming up the weekend after next. That's another 10 grand. And then we do the likes of pie fundraisers and baking things. And so throughout the year, we work pretty hard to basically keep our school going so we can get a good education for our kids. I'm
just trying to work out, and I've been trying to work out where you are. Now I've got it now. You're on State Highway 7, yeah, right? So if I go north of Christchurch, I go through Waipara, and instead of carrying on State Highway 1 to Cheviot, I branch off at Waipara and then come up through Culverden, and then I can come back to Kaikoura your way, can I?
Yep, that's it. So that's the start of the Inland Kaikoura, what they call the Inland Kaikoura Road. Yep.
And you're not very far from Hanmer Springs either, I see.
No, half an hour from Hanmer Springs, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, that's fantastic. We might catch up with you next week, and when will you know exactly what you've totaled and who's got everything?
Sunday afternoon or Sunday night we'll have the prize giving and a couple of beverages, I'm guessing, and then have we tidy up on Monday down at the showgrounds, and we'll know all the tallies by sort of Sunday night, I suppose.
All right.
we put all that information on our Facebook page when it comes out.
Sure.
Last year we ended up with 290 pigs and 187 deer, and it's a good collection.
And with the cats, once you're looking at, are you disposing of the cats yourself?
We're just going to let hunters take them away with them. We don't want to, put them on display. We'll just say, keep them, take them with you. Everyone's got to sort of take their own animals away, so we won't line them up or anything. We'll just say keep them on your trucks, carry on out the gate, park and come back, sort of thing. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Nice to talk to you, Matt. We'll catch up with you next week. Good on you, mate. Wonderful initiative. Yes. There you go. I don't think anybody's going to get too upset about that, are they? Really? Seriously? I'm going to try and catch my cat though, Josh. I might just make the whole trip myself. But
it usually sits on your buttons, doesn't it?
No, I was just going to say she'll be. That's the horrible thing about her. That's how evil she is. She's inveigled herself.
I'll tell you what. I just have to say, there's real New Zealand right there. That's awesome. That great fundraiser for the school. They're getting rid of the feral cats. I think that's great.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what other people think.